Welcome back to Railbound. I'm dear darling, and enjoy the ride as we make connections and travel the world together. Well, last time, I don't know which level I guess we were trying this one, and we didn't get any distance on it. So in usual fashion, if we get stuck on a level, let's just move on to the next one. Oh my god, what is going on here? What am I even looking at? Okay, so you're forcibly going to go downwards. It screams to me that whatever we do, we want a sort of like looping pattern, and we just want it to coincidentally work out timing wise. Now this obviously doesn't work because number one doesn't get picked up, and now it is that cat. So maybe we do something like this. I don't know what we necessarily want to happen. This would pick up one. How would we ever pick up two? You kind of get stuck forever, actually. So probably we do want something... Wait, isn't this what I just did? That is exactly what I just did. The problem is if we come down here and hit blue, you will just go to the end, which we don't want. So we do want you to go up first. So you kind of have to do this, but then you kind of have to do that. This doesn't make sense. What? Basically, what I'm saying is at some point we're going to have to hit this... Well, do we have to hit this blue switch? Maybe we don't have to hit the blue switch. Maybe it's a bait. So we do something like this, but then figure out a way for you to turn around. No. I think that's unhelpful. Well, what if we have you turn around as well over here? What does that do? I think it works. What? that very much felt like I lucked into the solution there. And just like that was more one I didn't solve by actually solving the level. This was more one I solved sort of by conceptually thinking about what would be an interesting mechanic to explore. So I feel like this loop is a very given thing. Why does this work? Because as we hit the pink button and then the blue button, because the blue button's further away from number 2, and then it immediately means that they can... Okay, so that's how it works. Because we are forcibly go to the direction of a button, then come back. Since both buttons are hit, we can now go through the path the other way, and then the path just connects up with... overlaps with a button path to actually make it to the exit in the end. So really, just by both of them hitting the buttons, it allows them to go back down the path that they initially travelled on and then go past where they started to actually go pick up their passengers. Okay, that's interesting. That is an interesting result, I think, from that level. And I guess we'll just move on to World 6 and see what we got going on here. So what is this? So it's basically a switch, except for it's on itself, as far as I can tell. Okay, I don't really see how this is different from a usual switch right now, except for the switch is also built into... The switch is also built into the track itself. Okay, so basically... Oh my god, what is going on here? That's confusing. How do we avoid this? Probably what we want to do is we want you to turn around like this or something, right? I don't really feel like I have a grasp on this mechanic yet, which is weird to say because I don't see how this is different from the current track switching we have now, except for the button is on the same place as where we pick it up from, as well as the button which switches the tracks is at the same location compared to being in a remote area. Like, what's the difference? I guess that isn't really a fundamental difference. It just, I don't know, it just feels like there should be a difference. Nope. Okay, how do we even get one over there? So one can do this. I don't know if we even want one to go this way. I guess we do. No, but the thing is then 3 will go down that track. Maybe we want one to go this way. I'm not really sure what I'm doing, to be perfectly honest. I don't think we want bad to happen, do we? We certainly don't want them to collide like this. And there's only 2 options. One either goes this way, which seems wholly unhelpful because it ends up over here. Or we have one go to this track, and then it ends up over here. Like, what do we do with any of this information? I kind of want to do this, but I need a way for 3 to get out of the way. Which it has to probably do like this. But then how do we get 1 in the way? So it probably has to be something like this, right? That again does not feel like I solved the level. It feels like the level setup was so restricted in the first place. I sort of just chanced my way into the solution. I don't know. I guess basically my issue is not really with the level design as it is so much. I'm not really sure why this mechanic is really all that different, because it doesn't feel all that different to me to what we've already seen. It feels like a more restricted version of the switch system that we have from before. But I'm sure it's just hasn't quite clicked for me yet. Or what is significant about this. Hold on. Maybe that is a bait. We kind of want to do this, right? I guess the idea behind it is the fact that passing over this area means that another cart following on will also go to a different path. It just, I don't know. It doesn't inherently feel different enough for me to feel like it's tied to a different mechanic. It feels like the same mechanic, is basically what I'm trying to say. How do we get number 2? See, number 1 and number 2 are going to collide unless we do something. Which feels like it has to be this, but this just... We can't free number... Whatever's waiting here will not be freed until we hit this button. So it does feel like number 1 should hit this button and number 2 should get up there, but how does... Oh, I guess number 2 just delays time. Comes up here. And then goes around again. Okay. I guess. I don't know why. I guess I'm just not... I can't sell myself on this... on this mechanic for some reason. Oh, that's not right. I don't think this works. This does not work. How do we want this to work? Oh, I guess we do this, and then number 2 will come around like this, and I think it works. I don't know how I feel about this world yet. Okay, like that's not what I'm saying. It's just the same as this mechanic, except for the switch is on the same place as the track, which I guess is kind of a point. But again, why does it just feel not right to me? Oh, we both go forward. Probably we don't want you to hit that yet then. We've got to just figure out how one gets to the end at all for first. Ah. That is an unforeseen consequence. Oh, I guess you could hit it, so we don't need that. We could just have you go straight across, right? And then turn around like this. And how does this work for you? I kind of want you to do the same thing, but not immediately. Wait, no, we do this but flipped. Oh, we can't because this doesn't face downwards. Oh, it almost works actually. Because if we do this, if we had one more track leading here, then I think we can get number 2 back around again. So one of these tracks are superfluous. It would be really nice if this was facing the other way, because then we can make it work the other way around. Maybe we can make this work the other way around. Maybe we can't. No, you're kind of trapped if we do that. Maybe this is fine? Oh, this is fine. Okay. Interesting. I don't know. I don't know how to feel about all this. Oh, what I certainly can say is that these levels are getting very complicated very quickly. There's a lot going on. Okay, so presumably we had to start with something like this. Then what? I need you to pick us up and then come back round again? I guess? I think this works? Yeah, this does work. I don't know. There's an interesting elegance, I think, to these levels. Because of these switches. switched. But again, it doesn't. It feels like this switch concept should have come first, and then the World 5 gimmick should have come in, because it feels like a World 5 gimmick is a harder version of a World 6 gimmick. Wait, no, World 5 was... sorry, World 4. It feels like World 6 and 4 should swap places, in my mind. Because World 6 is basically the switch component, but only on that track. But then World 4 is the switch component, but now it can be anywhere. Right? I don't know, maybe I'm just being weird about it, which is fair. That is obviously not what we want to do. Assume this is what we want to do. The question is, how do we get number 3 down? Because ideally we'd like to do this, but number 3 then collides with number 2. We have one more track. Not enough real connecting points, I think. That obviously just makes you crash immediately. Maybe... what do we do with number 3? Feels like that must be what number 1 does. But maybe number 2 can do something like this. That crashes. So it would have to be even more delayed, which doesn't seem right to me, because then how do we get number 3 as part of the picture? And the answer is you don't, like this. But why leave this uncovered, I guess is my question. Unless we want to delay time. For number 2 / number 3 to do something, right? It doesn't really feel like I solved it. It feels like, again, I lucked into the solution, which seems to be a recurring issue, especially when we switch base levels. Okay, so how does this work? Number 1 just goes immediately down. Number 2... So it's basically the concept is them going around this loop, but they're all joining the loop at different moments. Number 1 gets to the exit of the loop first. Number 2 joins about 1/4 of the way through. And number 3 joins 180 halfway through the loop. So then only when the thing's in this position, they're all traveling the same way around, will they exit. So number 1 starts out exiting, hits a switch, so number 3 does not exit, but means that number 2 can exit, and then number 3 needs to go around one more time to exit. I see, so that's a concept, it's basically all of them entering the loop at different times, and they're entering in the... so that they'd pass over the exit in the order 1, 3, 2. So then 1 exits, then 3 does not, then 2 does, then 3 does not, then 3 does. Okay. That's a concept behind that level. Okay, not too bad. I'm still just surprised that this mechanic has not come earlier. It's weird to say because that was like kind of complicated. I guess Is it more complicated if a switch is tied to the track it changes? I don't really know. Anyway, that's neither here nor there, but I'm going to wrap this episode off anyway. So if you have been watching, thank you very much. This has been Railbound. I've been Dear Darling. Likes, comments, subscription, shares, greatly appreciated. Twitter, Discord down below. Hope we see each other again, but for now, it's our farewell. So until next time, bye-bye for now.